My name is Elizabeth Pampalone, and you're listening to Marketing Minimalism. Today's tip is about how to build a website that's an absolute gold mine for your business. First of all, why do you even need a website? Well, it's to build more credibility, get new leads, and it's actually one of the most cost-effective things you can do. So once you have your brand settled and ready to go, you are ready for the website. You want to determine what goals you have for your site. Is it so that people can sign up for your newsletter, register for webinars? Is it going to be a landing page for something else? Maybe it's to check out your portfolio, join your community, find your socials, buy products, sign up for calls. There's a lot of reasons you would have a website, but you want to define these goals and make a list so that you can be ready to put all this information in one place that's easy to use for your customers. The next step is to choose a domain name. This is one of the hardest things to do since there are so many options and so few left open. There are so many people that just buy up domain names to keep them for no reason. So make sure that when you are looking for that domain name, you look for one that goes with your brand. And if you can't find one that goes with your brand exactly, for example, Absolute Marketing was already taken when we went to go get that domain. So absolutemarketing.com, can't use that, but we used getabsolutemarketing.com instead. So you want to try a different word in front of it, maybe add a hyphen, maybe do something that's going to be very simple for customers to realize and understand, especially if you have to write it or if they have to write it down over the phone. You want it to be something that's simple and easy for them to type in. The next step is to choose a hosting provider and a CMS. So a CMS is a website builder, content management system. There's things out there like WordPress, which you can host on multiple different avenues. There's also things like Squarespace, which are self-hosted, which means it's all in one. Your hosting and your website builder are together. GoDaddy has this as well, Webflow, MailerLite. There's tons of companies that do this. I personally recommend Squarespace. It's one of my favorite tools. Helps you get a really elegant website up really quickly, and you don't have to have separate hosting. If you'd like to chat hosting or which website is best for you, do go to our website, getabsolutemarketing.com, and give us a call. And we'll definitely talk with you about that. The next piece is to organize your structure. This is one of the hardest things, and I find that a lot of clients struggle with this the most. You can do all those other things really quickly, but organizing the structure of your site is the hardest because in your mind, it all makes sense. But in the mind of your client, it doesn't always make sense. So make sure that you have someone else there, maybe a third party, maybe a friend, a colleague, maybe it's you're working with someone who's helping you with your website, like us. And that other person is going to be able to see your business from the outside in. And they're going to tell you where those holes are. Also make sure that you're looking at what's called usability studies or they're like usability tests. And basically that means if I was to put these pages in this order and this information on these pages on my website, would it make sense to someone from the outside who's not me, who's not the business owner? So as you're building that structure, remember to keep it really simple and think about things that you would want to see if you were buying this product or service. For example, I like to see homepage, about page, contact, maybe have a blog page, and then I definitely want to see something that says services or pricing. I know it doesn't sound very glamorous or sexy, but if you have those pieces, it's going to be very easy for your clients to find exactly what they need. The next step is to think about the content. Now we have those really simple pages about home, contact, pricing, services, maybe even a how it works page. We need to put exactly what those pages are about and look at those pages and say, what actually goes on this page? If I'm making an about page, it should have about me, my bio, my headshot. It shouldn't just be a sentence that says, yeah, we started a business. Thanks. Like that's not enough. So you want to remember that people are looking to buy from other people. They are looking to buy from you as a person. If that about page doesn't match up and doesn't, give them enough information about you, they may not actually buy from you. But if you're actually giving them what they need on that specific page, it's going to make all the difference. And then remember to make sure you're putting calls to action everywhere that you can. At the end of each service, maybe on each pricing option, and also on your about page. People go to the about page as one of the second most visited pages of a website. Homepage is first and the about page is second. And that's a huge piece of real estate that people forget about. So putting a call to action there is going to give you a lot of traction that you may be missing if you don't have that. So when you're laying out that content, remember, make sure that your structure is simple and that when you say, this is my services page, that's all that should be on that page is services content. When you design your website, you can find a ton of free images. You can find free little icons and all kinds of stuff like that. But you want to make sure you're going with your brand. We talked about brand at the beginning. That's a huge piece of what we do here at Absolute Marketing, and I've talked a lot about it on these podcasts, so go back and listen to some of those. And branding is going to be your colors, your fonts, your feeling of what people get when they actually see your brand. When they see something, they immediately have a feeling and a reaction towards it. So that brand needs to come through loud and clear when you design the site. You don't want to use the wrong green that's not in your logo. You don't want to use the wrong orange that is not in your logo color scheme. You want to make sure you're using the exact colors you need to use, that your photos go with that, branded photos if you can. So a photo shoot would be awesome to have, but stock photos work as well. And make sure you're not doing anything illegal. So don't go to Google and download a photo. We've talked about this on the podcast as well. And make sure that you're also keeping it super simple. If you look back at the sites that you really love and the sites that you gravitate towards as a consumer, they're usually simple, clear, and to the point. So don't clutter them up with tons of things. Don't try and tell everyone everything on the homepage. Make sure everything is really nice and clear for everyone to feel comfortable like being there. You don't want people to feel overwhelmed right when they get to your website. The next step is to look at some SEO. There's a ton of SEO guides out there. I'm not going to go too much into it because it can be very, very complicated, or it can be very simple. So check out some different SEO guides. I know MailerLite actually put one out about a 5-step SEO guide, so check that out. And then you have to publish it. And with Squarespace, that's really easy because it's literally the click of a button. And once you've published it, just tell everyone. And that's where social media comes in. So I hope this has helped you, and you are going to build the most awesome website. It's going to be a goldmine for your business. And remember, if you need help, we're here at Absolute Marketing, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to learn more, please visit marketingminimalism.com.